What's up, Internet? You're tuning in episode 81 of Nintendo Noise, Split Screen Games' weekly Nintendo podcast. I'm your host, Pete and Bessie, joined this week by the man himself, Mr. Chuy Plays.
Goodbye.
Welcome back to the show, my guy. It's so nice to have you back.
I'm been excited to be back. I was so sad we didn't record yesterday. I was like just an hour late to everything, honestly. But today's the day. I can tell you all about the world of Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, this one's been a long time coming. We planned this. We told everybody about it a couple days ago. Unfortunately, we had a couple, behind-the-scenes issue get in the way. But yeah, I am very excited to hear about your time at Nintendo World this week. That's going to be our main topic today, as well as talking about the final trailer for the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which dropped today as well. So, big day. And, maybe that was the universe's way of telling us to delay the show so we could get you on for both of those at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
It's for Mario Day.
Happy Mario Day, everybody.
Happy Mario Day. They gave us some new tracks on Mario Kart too, so we're swimming in Mario.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. So we got a lot of Mario to get into. So let's go. Before we get into the Mario talk, I do just really quickly want to give you all two PSAs. I'm not going to get into the weeds on them because we do have a lot of other stuff to talk about. So I'll have links down below, but they're just things I want to make sure that y'all know, just in case you haven't seen them somewhere else, because they could significantly impact you as Nintendo fans. The first is that there is a report that's been coming out from xputer.com that apparently there is a defect that's been discovered with the Wii U that it can get bricked if you don't use it frequently. So
if you don't Wii use it.
Yes, that's true. If you don't Wii use it, you will lose it, apparently, is the headline there. So if you are still a Wii U owner, if you don't have it hooked up, I dig it out, plug it in, make sure it still works. Apparently, as short as like a year or two can make the problem happen. So I have to dig mine out and make sure it's still running at this point because I'm not sure.
And plug in the gamepad too, because that battery dies if you don't give it a charge here and there. So and like dies. Of course, it'll be like drained. It won't work, but like it won't hold a charge if you let it stay dead forever.
Really frustrating, I gotta say, to find out that the console has so many defects.
That console has been an issue for Nintendo since the day it came out.
Yeah, really a shame.
They announced it. It's not great.
So yeah, and the only thing that you can do really to avoid this is like you can make a clone basically of the the hardware basically and before it bricks, but once it bricks, there's no way to fix it, and Nintendo no longer offers repairs. So that's your PSA for today there. And then, unfortunately, there is another one. This one comes from Kotaku, that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has a bug that is deleting players' save files. If you connect the game to either Pokemon Go or download the DLC, you can potentially lose your save here. And people have had a bunch of different triggers. Some people have lost, just from connecting to Go. Some people had it from downloading the DLC. Some had it just from buying it. Some people had it after they had been using it for a regular amount of time. They sent a postcard, which is one of the in-game features connected to the online, and then that triggered it. So it's like there's all these different things that can happen. So I would say for right now, if you want to just be on the safe side, don't connect to Pokemon Go and don't interact with the DLC until we get a patch.
And it seems like really hit and miss too. I have a friend who connected it. I was just at the theme park with him, and he was like out there catching his roaming gimme ghoul little guy, and I was like, oh, I want him, but I'm not risking it. I caught them all already. I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah, I know many people on our Discord said that they've been able to connect without issue. But it is I think one of those things you should do at your own risk. So I did just want to make sure everybody knows.
I don't trust it. My game already crashed enough without it, and I was just like, nope. This game is a buggy mess. I'm gonna wait, and then when it's safe, I will transfer my Pokemon over to home, and then not worry about it again.
Yeah, and I'm sure there'll be a fix. And hopefully not for me for our predictions. An apology from Game Freak about it at some point, because Steve wants those points. But Chuy, we don't have time to talk about it, but I do just want to tell you, because I haven't been able to tell anybody on the show or anybody in the audience. I'm playing Pokemon Scarlet, baby.
I know you are.
I'm
I was
back.
gonna mention it. I saw you literally on my friends list pop up playing Pokemon Scarlet, and I was just like, when did this happen?
I
When did
s-
Pete buy the game?
I saw you log on the other day, and I was like, I wonder if Chewy's gonna message me and ask me
Oh, I
about this.
noticed. Every I do it's a daily ritual for me. Whenever I log in on my Switch, I'm like, "Ooh, there's some people playing. I wonder what they're up to." And then I saw you playing it, and I was like, "Wait a second. Does anybody know?" I guess I assumed people knew, but I didn't know.
I
I didn't
hadn't.
know.
So we had a whole Pokemon episode with AJ and Sierra last week, and I didn't even get to bring it up because we were talking about everything else. But yeah, I'm playing,
Yeah.
and I'm getting back in. I'm getting back into that VGC life. Like I'm, you
It's
know.
it's such a strange game for me because it's just like it's so buggy and everything, but I also feel like it's also so much fun. Like there's the
Well,
game just like has some fun things going
I
on.
gotta have you commit to coming back for an episode, in the next couple weeks, and you, me, and Sierra will
Mhm.
have to talk about it again because I definitely want to
Yeah.
like do a whole episode about my thoughts now that I'm playing it all this time later. So,
Yeah,
um,
I'm excited to hear your thoughts on it. That's great.
I'm excited to talk about it. But what I'm more excited about this week is to hear about your thoughts on Nintendo World because I am so jealous that you got to go. I cannot wait to hear about everything. We're gonna talk. Yeah. I want to see your watch. I want to hear about the achievements with the watch. I want to hear about the food. I want to hear about the ride. Like but I guess before we get into your overall thoughts, I want to couch it in this question first, which is, how much of a theme park guy are you? Because I know in our
I
audience we have some crazy theme park people. So put yourself on that spectrum. How many theme parks have you been to? What's your overall like love for them? I guess.
I love theme parks. Growing up in Southern California and everything, I felt lucky because I'm like, cool, we have a Disneyland, we have a Universal Studios park, and we have a Six Flags park. And then there were just a bunch of like little random parks too, that you could just go and enjoy, right? So I really like them. I haven't been to, I'm trying to think if I've been to any outside of California. I think probably just like some small ones in different places. But as far as like the major ones go, since they were all so localized there and I was close enough, I was like, yeah, I love going to them. I would love to go to other parks, but I feel like I can't call myself like a really big theme park fan because I haven't gone out of my way to do that yet. But it's definitely something I love
So you're
doing.
you're
I love
experienced enough,
experiencing.
I'd say. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not one of the like S rank folks, like somebody like Olaf or Tyler from the community, but
I'm a
or like my
solid,
wife.
like, A minus, I'm sure. Maybe an A with my excitement for him, so, yeah.
I think Olaf is probably the biggest. He's got to be that like triple S rank. He's flying across like taking 20-hour flights to go to theme parks all over the world. This guy, like
Yeah,
he is a true blue theme park boy. Um,
that's the dream, honestly, I would do that.
yeah, I mean, I'm getting more into him as I get older. Funny enough, but hey, what are you gonna do? So let me get the highlights, right? Like you go. I'm sure you're hyped to get in there. Like, if you were just rattling it off, like, what are the things that you felt like were the most standout, most memorable moments?
There is one thing in particular, I left the park and I was like, "This was the coolest part." And it's funny because, like, growing up, I would say, "Man, that is the worst part," but the line for the Mario Kart ride is just so cool. It is decked out in such a great way. Like walking in to the park is pretty incredible, but like going into the line, you're walking through castles, you're seeing like Yoshi's Island themed stuff. You're seeing all of these like callbacks for different Mario characters and their stuff, and it's just like it's amazing. Even the Mario Kart thing, like, they set it up and it's like there's screens going, there's bombs popping up on there, like they're getting built for the Mario Kart track and everything. So they're like on conveyor belts and things like that. They've got all the trophies, like the Star Cup, Mushroom Cup, all these things, plaques on the wall, and the whole thing looks like Bowser's castle as you're walking in. I posted some pics on Twitter of me like doing, Bowser's pose in front of his statue kind of thing. That's like that's like halfway into it, basically. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff before that, and it's just like they nailed it. Honestly, the whole thing just looks so good. I was like, I just want to walk through this forever. I was slowing down the line, honestly. Because I was taking it so technically like I could have just like sprinted to the front of the Mario Kart ride, but I was like, just filming everything, looking at it
Yeah.
all. People were trying to get past my friends were trying to get past me, and I was like,
But
"No, no,
I
wait,
I
like, let
I would be
me."
the exact same way. It's like, go on without me. Like I gotta sit here and drink this in.
Yeah, so the line is phenomenal. And I think what stands out, I mentioned the entrance to the park. I think what really stands out with this in general is, like, with theme parks, it's very rare, at least from my experience, that you get like a place that's so sectioned off and focused on a single thing. But the Nintendo world is that. Like you literally, the entrance is a giant warp pipe. You walk through it. The second you step in, it does the doom 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 little sound, like you're going into the pipe, And it's just there's lights. It's like rainbow colors in there. You get in, you're in like Mario 64's castle. You're seeing the paintings that you hop through and stuff like that. And they do the same little wavy effect, whenever Mario
Oh,
would
that's
hop into the painting.
awesome. I love
It
that.
they nailed it. They honestly nailed it. And so like once you're actually in there, the everything's built like really tall around you, which I'm like, this makes sense. It's a platformer. There's a lot of jumping. There's a lot of like height in Mario levels, especially like side scrolling Mario levels.
I
And I
really
felt
like
like,
that choice because I mean, like that speaks to what you're talking about. Like I've heard it described as kind of like you're almost in like like in a dome, like because
mhm.
it's so walled in and you don't see any of the other parts of the park. Like you're just immersed in this space.
Yeah, exactly. And so it feels like it's just its own place. It's far away. And if you've ever been to Universal Hollywood, and even if you're not, like the setup of that park is very different from a lot of other parks because there's like an upper lot and a lower lot. You literally take like five escalators down to the lower lot, and that's where Nintendo World is. It's kind of like tucked at the bottom, way at the end in its own corner, just past Transformers, basically. um, and so, like the whole thing is set up to just be its own separate section, and it's set up so well that I'm just like, I feel like this must have been a request from Nintendo, and it also feels like Nintendo just really needs to make an entire theme park. Like because I feel like they could just like separate each game that they're representing into different sections and have them look as cool as that. The whole time I was just like, man, if this line were Animal Crossing, I would never leave. Like,
Yeah.
even seeing, like, the little, Yoshi's fruit, on those trees and stuff, I was like, they look a lot like Animal Crossing apples, so I'm already getting that vibe of, like, "Let me just live here." Um, but yeah, the park just looks incredible. It's so clean and well put together, and I don't know. I just looked around the entire time because it pretty soon it gets packed and everybody is there, and it just like it gets hard to recognize where the lines are for things. So I would recommend that I guess right now how it's set up, you have to buy access to the Mario part. It's like 25-ish more dollars on top of your ticket to get
Really?
access to it. Yeah, so it's like a
That's
separate thing.
weird.
But it does give you early access to the park, So they'll let
Oh,
you in an hour before the park opens
that's
for,
cool.
like, all the other things. And if you want to go and do everything, be there in time to go in that whole hour early because, like, once the gates open, it's way too packed to do anything. Um, and you're gonna be just waiting in lines to do all this stuff. So, I guess should I take you through my whole experience, what we
Yeah,
did,
yeah. Take me
how
through
it
the
went
whole
down?
day.
Okay. Got there, right at the entrance of the park, before you get to, like, the Mario Land, there's a gift shop. I was waiting for my friends to get, park and get into the park, so I was like, "Well, I'm gonna look at the gift shop with all the Mario stuff," and that is also when I took the time to buy the power band for the
Yes,
park.
I'm very interested
Um,
in these. So
this
there's like things in the park you can interact with to get like keys of some kind, right? There's some kind of mission you
Mhm.
can do, right?
Yes. I will say you can have a pretty good time in the park without a power band. I was the only one in my group who got it. So there was 5 of us total. I got a power band. So I could, like, hit the blocks around, collect coins, you get, like, a little scoreboard. There's a daily scoreboard. I took some, screenshots at the end of the day to see where I was, between everybody. But there's also
Where'd you
games you
rank? Where'd
play,
you
but,
rank?
uh not very high, honestly. I was, like, maybe 1,000 plus,
Damn.
down the line, yeah.
Rookie numbers. You
Um,
could do better than that. You know that.
I could, and I'll get to why my numbers weren't as high as other people's. But anyways, so I knew this band was something I was gonna get slash I wanted to get that experience, with everything. So I bought it there, but I also like because I was in early and so many people were rushing to the park. I was basically alone with all of the like Mario merchandise and so I was just filming it all, taking pictures of all the things that I could get,
You
and
should have sent me
they
the
have
footage. I could be showing people.
I know, it's all on my phone. I should.
Send me some
Um,
on Twitter right now.
we'll see if it sends. They're probably too long. Um, I'll try while I'm talking, but there's so much merch. The power bands, you have your Mario, you have Luigi, Peach, Toad, Bowser, Yoshi, and Daisy. I think those were the ones that you could get. Um, the Daisy power band, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm sad as a Daisy fan. I was a Daisy main in Mario Party 3. We go way back, That's the only piece of Daisy merchandise in that I saw, as far as far as that.
That's not
There wasn't
surprising.
there also I didn't see a Peach plushie at all. Like all the characters, a bunch of the characters had plush dolls and stuff like that, and I was kind of surprised that I didn't see a Peach. Maybe I missed it, but it didn't seem like it. Um, but yeah, they have tons of stuff: shirts, plushies, toys. There's a really cool lamp that Mario is like hanging from a string, and if you pull him, it turns on like the question block lamp.
That's
Um,
awesome.
Yeah, really awesome lamp. And yeah, just tons and tons of things. Like more, it felt like more than is honestly like I've been to the Nintendo World Store in New York, and I was like, this feels like there's more here than there is at this store. The only store in North America, basically, that's not the Nintendo offices that is only open for employees, right? Um, so I spent some time looking at that, and then my friends got in, and we went straight down. From there, did the whole walk-in. I was blown away. Took pictures outside of the warp pipe, the entrance, really cool. Walked in, like I said, Mario 64 kind of theme right inside of that with the paintings and that sort of thing. And then from there, we just like walked in, and I just looked around amazed because you're just surrounded, all things Mario all around you. We found the line for the Mario Kart ride and just like went straight there because we were like, we want to get on here before it becomes a 2, 3 hour wait, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. You want to get your
Um,
ride in right away, right? While
yeah,
the crowds are smaller.
Yes, the line was like 20 minutes. We walked through that. I already took you through just the amazing line experience of that. But I will say, I think first thing in the morning, they were having some technical difficulties with the ride. So we waited a bit longer while they fixed those up. By the time it was like back up and running, like the gates had opened.
Oh, that's a
the
shame.
so we were the line takes you on different levels and stuff. So we were up
That's
at like
cool.
this top outside section and we could see the people just like filing in and we were like, this place got really crowded really fast. Um, but
Wait,
luckily we were still.
real quick, how does that work? You said you have to pay an extra amount to get in and you get early access. So it was just like because you were there early, there was less people, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, not everybody pays to get the early access thing. Like you can still show up to the park and do like a digital queue, like
Oh, so you
line kind of
can get
thing.
in with your regular tickets, but but you'll miss out on those extra hours.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like it. I mean, before prior to us going, it didn't seem like you could do that. Like it seemed
Okay.
like you should buy
Hmm.
it. And honestly, I would recommend like definitely
Seems like it
buy
would be
it.
worth it
Like
either way. Yeah.
it's worth it. It's honestly, like, not too bad a price, like, I think ours was 25 bucks. You get access to Nintendo World, you get it in an hour early, and you even get, a quick pass to the tour, like the Universal Studio tour,
Oh, cool.
where you go around the lots and stuff, which, I don't know, did you watch Nope?
I haven't seen it yet. No.
Oh, okay, well, they added some, like, set pieces to that,
Oh,
and I
that's
was like,
cool.
"Oh, this is really cool." That's a side note.
Very cool.
I was excited about it. But anyways, so, yeah, we had the tickets, we got in early, got into the line, got that whole experience. So, the ride itself, there's these, like, it's a headband. Kinda like Mario's hat, you put it on your head, and the visor, the augmented reality visor is, like, in the seat of the car once you get in, and so you take that, it's magnetic, and it, like, sticks to the headband.
Okay.
So this headband, it has Mario's hat on it, not really all across your head, but just like the front part of Mario's hat. And then underneath, there's like a little magnetic strip where you put the augmented reality visor. It's pretty big on your face, probably like a very large pair of glasses, super
Okay.
sized pair. Um, the ride is a lot. It's like sensory overload with all the stuff going on because 'cause you're moving, there's physical effects there where and I think honestly those were some of the coolest ones, like going through, like, the cloud, Mario Kart level, and Rainbow Road. Those parts were awesome. It looked so good, and then all the while on the augmented reality, you're seeing, like, the characters drive by, you're shooting shells at them, you're
Okay.
getting a score based on, like, how well you do that. I didn't really understand it at first because I was just trying to take so many things in, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
of
yeah, I can
course.
shoot things at them." And so I started shooting people, and then I ran out of shells, and I was like, "Oh, I need an item block," and you'd run into item blocks throughout. The thing that I found kinda weird at first was, like, I couldn't really tell if this was, like, a planned part of the ride or if this was affected by other people, that you were in the cars with, but there was, like, little moments where you just, like, get hit by something, like in Mario Kart, they do the little
The little
twirl, like,
spin.
spin out. Yeah, so your cart would physically do that, and you'd
That's
do a whole
awesome. Oh my
360
god.
spin. And so I was confused about that at first. I was like, "Wait, is this part of it? Did I get shot? What's going on? I would have blocked that with my banana. Come on." So yeah, there's just so much going on in the ride the whole time that I'm like, man, I wish that it didn't have these technical difficulties so we wouldn't have to wait like 2 hours to try it again. Like I would have just
Yeah.
gone straight on it again. But yeah, I wrote it the one time. But it was cool. It was like pretty. It keeps like there's a score that you'll get like based on how you did. There's a high scoreboard and everything on the app if you because oh, that's another thing where you can use the power band. So you'd get in, you'd tap your power band to the steering wheel, and then that's how it like just connects with your profile and can
Okay.
follow and update your score and that sort of thing. So That's a power band thing. Um, from there, we finished the ride. It was cool. We got out, had a good it took a little picture with our hats before they took them away from us for whatever COVID cleansing they get, lice cleansing, or that too. And from there, I kind of like walked around the world, interacted with some of the blocks and stuff. So you could punch. Let me tell you, if you're there a lot, your knuckles might get a little a little raw because you actually
Because
have
you
to
really
like
gotta hit him, I've heard,
you
right?
gotta hit them, yeah, otherwise it's not gonna respond. It's not like a quick, like, put it near and it's good. They really want you to hit these things. So, I'd hit a bunch of blocks, that sort of thing. You actually come out at the gift shop down there too. I think they call it the One Up Factory. So we looked through that. The gift shop, I will say, it's all the same stuff throughout the park. Like, any gift shop you walk into that has, like, the Mario stuff, you're gonna see all the same things that they have down in the Mario world. So there didn't seem to be like anything exclusive down there. At the gift shop, I did pick up a few more things because at the entrance one, I did get the power band, and then after that, I was like, all right, I'll get some more stuff. So I had to get a little bomb. I'm holding them up for anybody
Very
listening. They
cute.
got these really cool little Super Nintendo World, tabs on them. They're very well made. I got a Babam, I got a Shy Guy.
Nice.
They're both, keychains that I can
Okay,
put
like
on
little
places,
backpack
and
buddies.
I remembered way back when they revealed the Mario design for the plushies, and I was like, "That has to be, like, the cutest Mario they've ever made." So I got one of the smaller Marios.
Oh, wait, you know what?
Prices
Real quick, hold up the other two little ones again in center screen. I was looking at you on this screen. They may have just been just off
Oh,
screen. I want to make sure
okay.
people see them. Yeah, okay,
Yes.
that's great. That's a good shot.
Your center screen. I put them right in front of my face.
Perfect, perfect.
Got a Babam. Got little timer key thing.
Nice.
Shy Guy. I'm a big Shy Guy fan.
Me too. I love a shy guy.
Yeah, I love Shy Guy. And then I got the
The man
Mario.
himself.
Yep.
That is a
Had to
good.
get
That's
him.
a really cute plush. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this is like one of the cuter Marios that I've ever seen. I was like, okay, I can see it. I can see it.
And you said you were gonna say the prices. Yeah. What are they like?
Yeah, this one, $20 for this one. They
That's
had a
not
bunch of
bad.
Yeah, they had a bunch of different sizes too. So like this was one of the smaller ones. I don't think it was the smallest, but I think it was one of the smaller
Still,
ones.
I mean,
They all have like
that's
they're
about what I'd
really well
expect.
built. They have nice little beanbag bums,
Yeah.
which is nice. The Babam keychain, let me take a look here. $11 for the keychains.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
a little pricier, they're smaller, but they had
Still, I
cool
mean,
ones. I was really tempted to get
that's
the
fair.
Lakitu one as well.
Yeah.
Um, I love that.
I feel like
Uh,
when I go, I'm gonna need to bring a extra backpack and a budget of
yeah,
like several $100s just for merch.
I recommend it. I should have grabbed a Boo shirt that they had too. But I was like, is this glow in the dark? I feel like it should be glow in the dark. um, but yeah, they had a ton of cool things: t-shirts, keychains. There were also really cool pins as well. I think I'm spreading it out because I'm like, I don't think this is gonna be the only time I go. I'll
Sure.
definitely plan to go again and be like, all right, now I'm gonna get this piece of merch. I like to give myself little treats every visit
So real
instead
quick,
of buying it all out.
I've got a video shown up here about these the bands. We kind of got past the bands a little bit. I
Yeah.
see people like interacting with these things. They're pushing a thing and they're doing these little like mini games. Like, what's that all about? Because you said you go and you really hit the blocks. These look like kind of like things you're supposed to interact with physically as well. Like, what's are they like? Is there a cue for these things? Is it a thing that you can kind of just do organically? Is that a thing you're going to struggle
Yes.
with a big crowd? Like, how does it work?
For me, I didn't actually get to play the mini games or do the other thing. This comes down to like I went with four other people. I was the only one who got the band, and I was like, I'm not gonna make you guys wait all day for me because
So your
the
friends
place is
ruined
packed.
your experience.
I wouldn't say it was
I'm
ruined.
just
I would
kidding.
say I had a hard time wanting to wait in those lines because it was, like, packed. I cannot
Yeah.
stress, like, people just sardined into this place. It was hard to honestly find where the lines were for this stuff. At some point, they finally brought out, like, a person who was like, "The line starts here." Like, big sign, "Line is here for this thing." But from what I've seen, you can go through a few different lines. There's a few different mini games that you can play. One of them is like a bomb kind of wall. It's like a wall. I would imagine like what's that game show? Wheel of Fortune. You know
Okay.
where she
Yeah.
goes around and taps all the letters so they appear. It's like one of those walls, and you have to tap all the bombs so they disappear and they don't blow you up. And so if you get a good enough score on that, you get a key. And so all of these things are different keys and stuff. There's a piranha plant one. I saw people from the outside like playing it, but you basically have to like press the timer thing so the piranha plant doesn't eat you. And so once you
Okay.
defeat the piranha plant, you'll get a thing. My friend Justin, who runs animalcrossingworld.com, great website if you don't know about it. He told me that the power bands actually like save since they save like records of you playing them, there are actually different difficulties for the games as well if you get to play them. The first time you play, you'll get like the easy beginner
Oh,
difficulty, but
interesting.
the next time you play, they're like, "Oh, you've done this before. Let's up the stakes a little bit, make it a little harder."
That's cool. I like
So
that.
yeah, there's replayability to them, which honestly, you're gonna be waiting a long time to replay these things because they, like I said, they're packed, and it's like a couple people at a time playing these games. So, um, outside of that, once you do collect the 3 keys, you get to go into a special section. Like, you can only open up the door if you've got the keys to open them.
Wow,
It's a
really?
little
That's so
Bowser Jr.
cool. Okay.
section. Yeah. Yeah, and you can see people who go in there. You get kind of like to the upper levels of the park, and there's like little cannons up there where I think you can shoot like the blocks and stuff on the far end of the park, opposite of
That
you.
sounds
So
awesome.
that's where people's scores come from. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
I see how you all racked up some points. I'm here hitting my blocks, getting one coin at a time. uh, I think it was well over one coin at a time. I think I ended up like with over 1,000 coins.
How much
Most of my coins,
how much are
or
the
what were you gonna
bands?
say? They're 40.
Okay.
$40 for a band.
That's kinda
They're
pricey.
It's kinda pricey, but honestly, like, they're cheaper than a wand at Harry Potter Land, and that's even, like, getting a non-interactive one.
Sure.
So, the fact that this one's, like, interactive and it works across it's gonna work across all the parks, it'll work across Japan and Hollywood because those are open, and then it will work at, Orlando once
That's
that
cool.
park opens. So, um, yeah, just the fact that, like, you're gonna be able to reuse it at any time you visit and that sort of thing, so and it's less than the ones. Forget Harry Potter. It's all about Mario.
Yeah. That's I mean,
Um,
yes, that's definitely the official stance of, flip screen games.
yeah. So I'd say, like, overall, the value is there for Nintendo World because it's like it's really built around it. Like the fact
Mhm.
that like a big part of that section is built around playing the mini games and unlocking the stuff so you can go and play that extra game. They really made it like just a fun zone, a fun like playground for people to just do like real life Mario challenges in a way. So,
Tell me
um
tell me what's the deal with these Yoshi carts?
Yoshi carts?
Yeah, I'm seeing
How
these
do you
in this
mean?
video. They're like these little like it looks like the People Mover at Disney where it's just like people riding these like this little Yoshi coaster or
I don't know what you're
something.
talking about.
Really?
I don't think I saw a Yoshi cart. I saw like one of the. w-
Oh wait.
I'm thinking. I don't know what you're talking about. I did see There's a thing you could
Oh,
buy at
this
the
is in
gift shop.
Japan. Excuse me. That's why.
Oh, yeah, they have a Yoshi's Island ride there. I
Okay.
forget what it's called, but yeah, they have a Yoshi ride over there. Um, Yeah, there is a thing you could buy at the gift shop that's like a Mario Kart thing, but it's a popcorn holder. I have no idea how that thing holds popcorn, but apparently it does. Um, I didn't play around with it to see it, but it literally looks like just Mario on his Mario Kart, and I'm like, "Where does the popcorn go?" I don't know. Um, okay, post-ride out of the gift shop, we went to Toadstool Cafe. Our options were to walk in and eat, I guess, but it was there was already kind of a line, and it seemed like people had to get a reservation for it.
Sure.
Here's my pro tip. Once you get into that park, run straight to Toadstool Cafe and scan the QR code they have under the menu. That takes you to the queue. That
Oh,
gives you
okay.
the link to the line where you can make a reservation. Um, as of right now, because the park is so new, because it's so packed and everything, they're only letting people go in once. If they leave, they have to get into a virtual line to get in again. But if you go to the cafe, we went and we got a reservation for 12:45, and then we asked, and they were like, "You can go to, you can get back into the cafe with this reservation." And so we did that. They did make us wait till exactly 12:45. They're like, "You can't go in yet. It's not 12:45." And then we're like, "Come on, dude. It's like if 10 minutes."
Yo,
Or,
10 minutes means everything in the high stakes theme park restaurant game.
it really is, cause okay, so we did leave after we got our
Well,
reservation,
so
kinda
how's
did.
okay, all right, you left. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna say, we left, we did some other stuff at Universal, rode Jurassic World, The Mummy, Transformers, those things, right? Um, and then 12:45 rolls around, and we're like, "Alright, let's go back, let's go see how this restaurant goes." Your reservation is basically like, "Okay, we will let you wait in line now." Because, so once your reservation time comes up, you're waiting in line. This was honestly the longest wait we had the whole day. I think we got in 12:45, we were eating at, like, 2 or something, like
No,
2:30.
really?
It was a long
Oh my god,
line.
that's crazy. Even with a
Yeah,
reservation, that's nuts. So what's the
I
deal though?
know.
Is it like a quick service thing or is it like is there a place for you to sit down?
Yeah, so you wait in line. The line extended through the main park, the main Super Nintendo World. Once you're inside, there's more line. It just keeps going. There's a little mini game thing you can play with your power bands, so that was at least something to distract you while you're there. Um, there's also a chef Toad talking to you, telling you a little bit about the restaurant and stuff. But once you're there, you just get to the front, you order your food. Somebody will carry out you get your tray with your drinks and stuff. You take that to like the entrance of the actual dining area. And then one person takes your tray, they lead you to your seat, and from there you just kind of wait till they make your food. The menu, we got all sorts of different things. We got the Mario burger, which was, beef patty, bacon, lettuce, tomato, that sort of thing. The Luigi burger, which was a grilled chicken sandwich kind of
Okay.
thing. We got the mini Mario meal, which was like just a little burger, but it came with like broccoli and corn and that sort of thing. Um, and we got the Yoshi's favorite fruit salad. They had this, I forget what it was called, like lemon it was like a lemon drink. It wasn't too lemony though. There was something else I can't remember, but it had little star, like, boba things, like little peach boba and popping boba that,
Okay.
once you drink it, it pops and squirts a little juice.
I can kind of
I
see
like
it
it.
in the picture, one of the pictures you have up on Twitter.
Yeah, yeah, so we got one of those drinks. We got the little question block tiramisu, to share. We tried getting the green cake. I forget what they call it. It's kind of like a platform. It has a little flag in it. We tried getting that, but they were sold out by the time
Wow.
we got there. But
At
also,
12 or at 12? Like 12:45? Jeez.
like two
Yeah.
by the time we were in there. But yeah, like half the day
Did you keep the
gone,
little
and it was
Mario
already.
hat from on top of your burger?
Yes, I
Nice.
actually forgot to grab them. They're in a backpack in the other room. Um, I have a Mario hat. It's going in all my birthday cakes from now on. I got a Luigi hat, also going in all my birthday cakes. The mini Mario meal, that one had a full little Mario, like doing his
Oh, that's
classic
cool.
jump. Uh, Adorable. Love that one. Got a flag, like the flagpole that you
Okay.
jump up on at the end of the level. And then I think that was it. Yeah, 2 Mario hats technically, because we got 2 of the Mario burgers in our group. They let me keep all of them. I was like, I'm taking
Heck yeah.
these." Um, so yeah, the stuff was all decorated really well. It made me think of, like, those themed cafes in Japan, where it's more about, like, how the food looks lot less on, like, how it tastes. So, none of the food was, like, particularly amazing. The cake that we tried to order, when we were leaving, it didn't seem like people liked it very
Oh,
much because
no.
they were all left over, and I was like, "I
Mm.
guess maybe it was a good thing we didn't get this cake." Nobody
Yeah,
seemed impressed. There was
that
a
stinks.
lot of uneaten ones.
That's one of the things, like, I've said this before, like, obviously, monopolies are bad and everything, but that's one of the things where I was kinda bummed that it was Universal that made the deal and not Disney, because like,
Disney food is
cuisine-wise, it
good.
is, right? And, like, you think of, like, going to a theme park and you think it's gonna be stuff like this, it's burgers and fries or whatever, but, like, I've had some good meals at Disney restaurants, and it's
Yeah,
like it's a shame that,
agreed.
that you felt like it was just kinda mid.
Yeah, it's nothing impressive, but I think the
The vibe,
visuals
though,
to
is
it.
seems like it's worth it.
Yeah, the whole cafe, just like everything else, is just, like, so well decorated, different mood lighting. They have so many the music, the renditions of the music that they have, it's
Ugh.
all Mario stuff, and they have a good mix of it where it's like you're getting stuff from the Wii U era, the N64 era, just different things. So I really like the mixture of music there. Sometimes the lighting would change, like Bowser was there or something, maybe Boo. So it was really cool overall. The decor great, the visuals great. The salad, the croutons looked like Yoshi eggs. They were the worst part of the salad by far, but the cutest as
That's
well.
awesome.
Yeah, so it all looked really good. Honestly, I think Jackie and I like the salad the best. The Yoshi's favorite fruit salad. We're like, yeah. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with like some greens and a decent dressing.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think overall that was best from our perspective. But yeah, it like everything, it just looks good. It just looks really good. They nailed the aesthetics and everything. So if that's what you want to experience, like it's worth going. Definitely just to feel like you are in
Yeah.
the Mushroom Kingdom. You're in a Mario world.
I'm excited to finally get a chance to check it out eventually. I might have to wait until Orlando opens up, but yeah, because
Yeah.
that was very much my feeling the first time I went to Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars area
Yeah.
in Disney World. Like, I walked in and it had like a real moment where I was like, wow, I feel like I'm here, and like
You are on
and
Tatooine.
it
You're there.
really it sent me, like when I walked up to the Millennium Falcon, like just seeing it for the first time, I got emotional, and it's like, wow,
Yeah.
it's just like it's very like just the attention to detail, is the stuff that I think is so exciting. So I'm very excited to have that moment with the Mushroom Kingdom, and I think just like the whole fishbowl type experience, like it does seem like there's a lot of really cool stuff to enjoy.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough like how much that helps that section of the park because Universal Hollywood, it's small. It's a very small theme park packed into a very tiny space.
Hmm.
But to see them like be so successful in like making it its own section and making it really hard to see anything outside of that, that was like cool. I am here. I'm in the Mario world now, and that's just who I am. And a bunch of people came like dressed up and everything.
Yeah, I saw that in some
The
of the pictures.
Yeah, while we were waiting in line, we'd see like Mario and Luigi come out, do little photo ops with people and that sort of thing. And the the picture that I posted, there's a Waluigi and
And
Wario
a
in there. Those were
Wario.
just people dressed up
Yeah.
at the park, like that they were just having a good time. So, just seeing everybody super into it, having a good time, it was nice.
Yeah.
Um,
That's cool.
but yeah, the whole thing made me feel like Nintendo just needs to make a theme park. Full
I know.
Nintendo theme park with everything.
The fact that there's no Pokemon stuff is like, come on, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so I
I know
guess
they're
that
starting
does
to
bring
like
me.
do Pokemon stuff in Japan. Like they're doing like a parade and stuff and some of those
Mhm.
things. So it's probably only a
But,
matter of time.
yeah, I think it's worth mentioning the only, like, non-Mario things I saw while we were in the line for, the Mario Kart ride first thing in the morning, I was looking around, and then I spotted the hidden Pikmin. I spotted some hidden Pikmin in a
That's
little
cool.
corner, picking up a berry kinda thing, and then I did find one more set of Pikmin, and they were picking up, like, a coin, from the Mario world, and I was like, "Oh, this is cute." Just seeing some Pikmin there. The only other thing that I saw was that was kinda like remotely anything else, in the Toad Cafe, they had some presents that I'm like, "Oh, those look like Animal Crossing presents. That's that's cute." So yeah, that was I don't think it was the Animal Crossing presents, I think it was, like, more of a Toad Mario thing, but it was close enough where I was like, "Alright, I'll accept this." Um but yeah, that was it. I mean, the rest of it just seemed like it was all Mario.
Well, any before we get off this, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts? If you go, I think it's worth getting the early access pass. I think it's definitely worth getting there early and doing all that stuff beforehand. Because I think i- if I had not just been so stunned looking at all the stuff and actually, like, rushing to do some of the things. I probably could have done them all in that first hour before the park actually opened. So,
Yeah.
if you really wanna, like, experience the games and things, go run in early, get into those lines immediately, and then hop into that Mario Kart line before the gates open, because 'cause it'll be packed after that. You'll be able to do everything pretty quickly. Like I said, it's a small line. And don't worry about doing like the big key mission, because that was always the shortest wait. Because people have to get like 3 keys before they can unlock the door.
That makes
Um,
sense.
so it takes a while for people to do that. So once you got that, like it was a pretty quick part of the thing. Whenever we looked at that, it was like 5 minute wait to this, and I was like, oh, that's nothing.
Nice.
Nothing compared to literally everything else in this place.
Right.
So yeah, go early. Go straight to the board, the menu outside of Toadstool Cafe, because then you can actually put your reservation in. Put it for like 11. Get in there early, because if you're gonna be hungry around noon or so, like that's a good time to get into the line to eat because there's gonna be a line. Um, but yeah, that's what I would say. Um, it's worth it to get the power band. I like it. They're not comfortable. They're like little slap bracelet things. I was personally worried for like the kids wearing them because even like on me, it felt like it would just do
Come
this
off.
weird loopy thing pretty easily, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that could have fallen off at any point.
I'd be
Um,
afraid of losing it on a ride.
I saw that happen.
Mm.
Not while I was there, but I think Girlfriend Reviews did their little video of it, and literally she lost her band just by, like, swinging her arms up at the end of the ride.
That's no
And
good. Yeah, they gotta like get it like the Disney has the magic bands and they're like they have like a it's like it has like a snap, it's like more like a watch or something, you know?
yeah, yeah, if there was just something to make them a little bit more secure, I think that'd be good. So, warn your kids about them if you have kids and you go. But otherwise, it's fun. I think if you really love Nintendo, if you love Mario, this place is gonna blow your mind
Oh
because
god.
it just looks So good. I can't stress enough like how good it looks while you're there. It's
The
amazing.
fact that you have that you're so excited about like the sense of authenticity is something that I'm very excited by. That
Mhm.
it's got me.
That line, it's the greatest line I've ever waited. It was just
I
so
get it
cool.
though. I get it. I feel that way about the ride on the Millennium Falcon ride. You know, it's like
Yeah.
that's a part of the experience. You know, so I'm very excited to hear that it's got a similar energy because that's the stuff I was afraid they wouldn't get right. So
Mhm.
and I like you
They
said, it was a very close collaboration with Nintendo and Miyamoto, and I'm sure
yeah.
that made a big difference.
They nailed it across the board. It honestly made me super excited to see what they're doing with the Mario movie. Like, I think the trailers have been solid, but, like, after seeing this world, I was like, I feel like they really paid attention to people who really care about Mario, who care about Nintendo, and so, yeah, they nailed it. For me, they nailed it.
Speaking of nailed it, you nailed that segue for me, Chewy, because that's what we're going to be talking about in just a minute is the final trailer for the Super Mario Brothers movie. But before that, let me remind you that this episode of Nintendo Noise is brought to you by our Patreon producers for the month of March. They are, of course, Arnold J. Rimmer, Christopher Valenz, Earth Visitor, Gabriel Hasselmeyer, aka Asobi, Wakahula Snackago, and Ty the Dude. Thank you all so much for your support over on patreon.com/flipscreengames. You're all the realest of the real, and we greatly appreciate your support of this and all of our sister shows. If you want to go and become a Patreon supporter just like they did, or if you want to write into the show and get your thoughts right on the air, there's a bunch of ways you can do that. Head over to flipscreen.games. That's our website where you will find links to the Patreon, the Discord, the email address, all the places that we are all over the web. That's the place to go find them. Flipscreen.games. However you choose to get involved, we thank you for tuning into this week's show. All right, I can't show the trailer because the last time I did that, Nintendo and Universal they yelled at me. Or not Universal, whoever it is, Illumination, I don't know. Well, they came for me, all right? So we're not showing the trailer this time around. But we got the what is, the final direct, the final trailer. There was plenty more awkward celebrity interactions with everyone that isn't Jack Black because he seems to be the only one who can act against like a group
I think
like
the thing is that Jack Black is a real human being.
yeah.
Everybody else is just a robot outside of their roles. But Jack Black is just he's him. He's perfect. Love
Jack
him.
Black has a real Batman quality to me where I feel like he can exist in any space and it just works, you know? He's a
Mhm.
real chameleon like that. But the actual the actual trailer itself did show us quite a bit of new stuff and like new angles of things that we've already seen before, like quite a bit more of Rainbow Road. And the thing that you said about like after seeing the theme park and how well realized that was, kind of increasing your excitement for this. There's been a lot of like talk in this direct from the Illumination folks about how they really invested in improving their technology this time
Mhm.
around and like to really like improve the lighting and make things more dynamic. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that they showed off here really, I think, showed some of that, right? Between like the kind of dark look of the dungeon that Luigi is in the beginning versus like the Rainbow Road and the kind of really really wide palette that it seems like this movie has. Like artistically, I gotta say I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, the colors are really just like popping in a way that I don't think I mean, I'm trying to think of what the last like Illumination movie I saw. I think it was probably Sing, which was a while ago now. They have Sing 2 at this point, and I was like, it's fine. It's, music competition show, but I definitely feel like comparatively, that palette just felt dull compared to this one.
There's a
And
real
even thinking back
vibrancy,
to like
yeah, here.
yeah, there's, like, such a vibrancy to the world, and I think that's something that, like, really showed up in the theme park too, where I was just like, "Man, everything is just, like, so vibrant." Like, even on the Mario Kart ride, I was just, like, blown away by some of the colors that they achieved and some of the moods in the different sections, so seeing this trailer, I was like, "Yeah, they're really working on this lighting, they're working on their colors, they're getting this world to feel as, like, fun and energetic as possible." It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It just I don't know. Like I think the more I see of it, the more I feel like the only thing that really feels like a weak link is Chris Pratt's Mario voice, and if that's like the and I know that it's like a meme at this point, and I myself, like the last time we talked about it, was like, I'm tired of talking about that, right? But that does still feel like the kind of sore thumb here. And
Yeah.
the fact that everything else, like every other choice, I feel like seems to really be working. I think I'm more excited than not at this point, you know?
Yeah. I think, it's mostly Chris Pratt with a little bit of something New York in there, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, and I'm like, I guess that's fine. I mean, like, he didn't have to do too much as like Emmett in the Lego movie. I was like, yeah, it's Chris Pratt, a little bit different,
Yeah, I thought he was
kind of
good in
an
that,
energy
which
to
is
it.
I
Yeah,
guess the thing that I don't know.
there's an energy to it, and so I'm just kinda hoping like that, the I guess what feels like Mario energy, like, kinda comes through in the performance. I think that'll be harder to tell until we see the whole thing,
Yeah.
um, 'cause I still feel like it's just, like, little slivers here and there with Mario, and I'm like, I'm not sure yet. Like, we've seen a very, like, I guess it changed a little with this trailer because I feel like we have seen like kind of a more like, "Whoa, this is amazing," or like unconfident Mario. And this trailer, it was the first time that I was like, "Oh, I feel like you're becoming Mario. You're getting your
Yeah.
jumps in, you know?"
Yeah,
So,
it definitely feels like it's gonna be a real origin story type narrative,
mhm,
and like I think the Rainbow Road moment feels more like, okay, like this is what we're expecting.
mhm.
I don't know. I gotta say I'm trending positive on it at this point, and like April 5th,
Yeah.
it's really close at this, at this stage, and
They pushed it up. They
I
pushed the movie up.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's a Wednesday night. I mean, I don't know why not just keep it the Friday, but fine, I'll watch it on Wednesday.
Yeah, right.
Cool with me.
It's honestly a shame they couldn't get it out on Mario Day. Like that would have
I
been
know,
so cool, you know?
I know. Yeah, we'd be seeing it tomorrow.
I'd be that one asshole where I'm like, what if we just hold the movie for a year? Like, what if we
And
just so we can get it out on Mario Day?
the stage waits for no one, Pete. The show must go on.
Not even Mario. You're right.
Mario, I mean, I feel like Nintendo already has so much control over their release dates on games where they're like, "Yeah, this game's done. We'll let you know when we put it out."
We'll hold it for 2 years until
That
it's convenient for us.
Yeah, that I feel like somebody must have pushed like, "We gotta get this movie out." Like, come on.
I mean, Illumination. The president said they were working on it for or whatever. I forget the guy who
I think it was like 5, 6 years,
6
right?
years. I think he said. Yeah, which is
Uh-huh.
crazy.
Yeah, that's quite a while.
Yeah,
Pre-production, production, post. It's a process.
for sure.
But yeah, I'm excited about it. I keep forgetting that I'm like, oh, it's next month. Cool. Um, but it'll sneak up on me, and then I'm sure I'll drag Jackie to go watch it. She was already like, I'm not watching Sonic 2 with you, and I'm like, but come on, Sonic 1 wasn't that bad. It was fun. And she was like, I didn't like it.
You
I
got to
was like,
fly
that's
out and
okay.
see it with me and Sierra.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be great, actually. We should do that.
Dude, do it. Come on through. I'll put you up. All right. So we're going a little long on the tooth on this one, but I do want to give you a chance because I know you said you had some takes about Mario Kart
Mario
8's
Kart.
latest batch of tracks. So well let's keep this conversation as short as we can. But give me the skinny. You've been playing these tracks. What's up?
I played them last night. I think they released at some point during the day, and I do my daily eShop crawl, and then I was like, oh wait, the Wave 4 tracks are out. All right, let me start that download while I look at some games here. So I downloaded it last night, played through all the levels, all the new ones they added. I feel, at least I remember people kind of feeling like this wasn't the best pack this time around. They were like, "Oh, you could have chosen these levels," and that sort of thing. It felt like the trend, the general thoughts around these were like, not the best Mario Kart levels to remake and redo. Um, I don't know if it's me just like coming from Nintendo World and being like, man, Mario is so cool. I'm so into it right now. Or if it's just like me feeling like, oh, these tracks that were kind of not the best tracks, like, they felt a lot better in this game. They felt like they were tracks that needed an update more so than some of the fan favorites, you know? Like, I think the fan favorites are favorites because, like, they're already great tracks. They already do a good job to entertain and,
Yeah.
just amaze, and, like, already, like, just seeing some of the level changes with, like, heights and everything, I was just like, "Oh, they've revamped this track, and it just feels fresh and cool." So, I'm not a hater on them. That's my take. I think I think they did the right thing. They chose tracks that probably needed to have a little tune-up, you know?
Yeah, and
Um
like I don't know, looking at this list, like I haven't played them yet myself, so grain of salt. But I like that they've been bringing the Mario Kart Tour levels over the ones that are
Mhm.
like based on real world cities. I think those have been really fun, and
Yeah.
like the fact that there's like a new track in Yoshi's Island is really cool. Um, I mean, Waluigi Stadium, right, is like I feel like is a pretty beloved track from Double Dash.
Yeah. I
So
think
it's
it's
like
a great
it's
one.
like what are we
Yeah.
talking about, right? There's only like one or two that are not. I don't know. I guess people don't
Mhm.
love the tour levels, but I think they're cool.
Yeah, I've liked every tour level so far. I think they're just fun, and I think this is my speculative personality coming in, but I'm like, I feel like they don't want these levels to die on the mobile game, like they want it to exist. Because I'm like,
Yeah,
how much more is Nintendo gonna do with like their mobile stuff? You know, we've
totally.
already seen them take down some mobile games. It doesn't look like they're gonna make a new one anytime in the near future. I actually just read today that they changed Super Mario Run to like free just completely. I think you can get a new
Really?
level every day. Yeah, like, I think the latest update just did that.
That's
So,
cool.
so already I'm like, I feel like they're trying to pull out of this mobile thing. They're probably not gonna support Mario Kart forever. It may be taken Mario Kart Tour, I mean, it's gonna disappear at some point, so they're like, "Why not throw these tracks into some DLC for a game that people can keep at least for the time being," you know? Um,
I mean, at this
so
point,
yeah.
this is like the most popular version of the game, right?
Yeah, the
And
most
they're
popular Nintendo game by far,
yeah, that's
Mario.
true. And I feel
Uh,
like they're trying to just like bring as much content as they can.
I did the math the other day. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, at this point in time, has sold more than the entirety of the top 10 selling list on Wii U.
That's
That game alone.
that's insane.
S Yeah, it's just it sold more than all 10 of those
They
top
got to be
selling
so
games.
pleased with that they're just like, Jesus, this thing like that game alone justifies the whole Wii U generation.
Yeah. And honestly, this gives me a little bit of hope that Nintendo's looking at the Switch and thinking like, let's not change too much. Let's do something that just like builds off of this and makes it as easy as possible for this giant player base to move to the next console, you know? Because at this point, Switch is officially the third best-selling console of all time.
Yeah.
It's only behind the Nintendo DS and the PlayStation 2 at this point. So I'm like, yeah, you keep that player base, keep it coming. If you change your mind all of a sudden, you're like, all right, this game's just gonna keep getting more and more content, then go for it. Like, just keep these things going. Clearly, it's working. But at the same time, like, give us at least a slightly stronger console, a little bit stronger.
Yeah, I
Um,
just it's a little more under the hood. That's all
yeah.
we need.
Yeah, because I've had fun with the Switch so far. I know a lot of the conversation around it lately has been like, "Oh, is this the end of it?" And I'm like, I mean, yeah, we're probably close. We're probably like looking at 2, 3 years before they like cut something. But
We'll see.
I'm just hoping they take this success and like pull over some really good things. So,
Let me ask you a question, and we'll end it on this. Uh, what number do you think Mario Kart 8 is on the best-selling games of all time list?
Ooh,
Number of copies sold.
number of copies sold. Best. I'm gonna guess. I'm between like 4 or 5 at this point. Let's go 5.
You're so close. It is 6.
Oh, yeah, I was like
According to Wikipedia, right? So grain of salt, I guess, but it's
mhm,
Minecraft, GTA 5, Tetris, Wii Sports, PUBG Battlegrounds, and then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe
yeah,
slash Deluxe.
yeah. I would have guessed Minecraft because I mean, what kid does not on this planet does not have Minecraft at this point?
Right.
Um, yeah, I definitely knew Wii Sports would be one because they counted basically every Wii sold as a copy of that game sold. Um, Tetris, that doesn't surprise me. Tetris that's a staple of gaming. That's the first game I ever played, I think. Either that or Mario. Um, PUBG, that surprises me a
That's
bit. I was
deeply
like, I felt
surprising to me that it's 75 million, but I also think that it had a release in China, maybe, or like
mm,
I think there was
that's a big market.
I think it got released in an East Asian market where it really blew up after it was already super popular here. So that's probably why it has such a high number, is that it probably, like it went from being, game of the moment in the West for like what 2-3 years before Fortnite ate 2 years before Fortnite ate its lunch, and then you know
Where
if
does
it
Fortnite fall on there again?
so Fortnite's interesting
I guess
because
it's free to play. Nobody really buys it.
yeah, like I don't think it's probably not. I don't know. It's probably not that high because like when it was a game you had to pay for, it wasn't. Yeah, no, it's not even on the list. Um, Oh, I lost you there for a sec. Yeah, it's not even on the list because it's. I guess its success was definitely connected to it once it went free to play.
Yeah. 6. Well, there you go. Mario Kart 8 is Mario Kart 6 now.
Mario Kart 8 6.
Mario Kart 8 6.
Well, anyway, thanks again for coming out, Chewy. It was great to have you back
Of
on the show.
course. Yeah, I had a good time. I was very excited to just like feel the experience of Mario. I'm super in a Mario mood now. I'm probably just gonna start playing Paper Mario on the NSO thing and Mario and Luigi. Oh man, both those
Oh, I
games.
forgot. Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
That game's so good.
God, I kind of that does sound like a thing worth replaying right now. That sounds good.
Hmm.
Hmm. Well, anyway, we'll definitely have to have you back on soon for that Pokemon episode. So, you let me know when you're free.
Yeah, I will. I need to know how you feeling about it. Is good is because I mean you all know how I feel. I'm like it's simultaneously the best and worst Pokemon game to me.
I am not going to say anything about it
Yeah, don't
until
say it. I want to
until
hear
it's
it
said.
then.
So I want everybody to get excited. We gotta gas the folks up. So remember, if you want to follow along for that and all of our other content, flipscreen.games, that's the website. Become a Patreon supporter right into the show, however you choose to get involved. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of Nintendo Noise. For the crew, I've been Pete. He's been Chewy. We'll see you next week.
Waves goodbye.